Why should the gospel attract persecution according to Matthew chapter 5 verses 10 to 12? Given that Jesus, the founder of Christianity, was scorned and eventually killed for his faith, it's not surprising that Christians have always been worried about being persecuted. Some have explored religious discrimination in art. Tens of millions of people worry that one day they won't be able to freely express their faith. Many Christian minorities in developing countries are actually exiled and killed because they believe in Jesus. During his ministry, Jesus covered these fears and gave his followers hope. He said in Matthew, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." Matthew chapter 5 verses 10 to 12. He told them that yes, they would be persecuted, but through that suffering they would find joy. However, where did all this anxiety and suffering come from? Why is belief in Christ a threat to some people? Why are Christians targeted like this? The reason Christians go through this is that their belief in God is defined by its opposition to the material world. As Jesus said, "If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you." John chapter 15 verse 19. God and the world were initially united, but due to the influence of sin, their beliefs are now completely different. As James said, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God." James chapter 4 verse 4. For example, God believes that true worship is a deep respect for himself and his works. Those who worship him should reflect on his ways and connect the Bible to their lives. In the world, on the other hand, worship is seen as simply singing songs and going to church. This kind of worship is a lot easier to do, and it allows them to put God in a corner so they can focus on other things. Consequently, the world tries to silence the people who believe in the first definition of worship. They're seen as judgmental. They're called fundamentalists. Sometimes even their loved ones condemn them, which is why Christ said, "And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." Matthew chapter 10 verse 36. This condemnation creates persecution because we might feel ashamed about not being of the world, according to John chapter 17 verse 14. The people of the Old Testament went through the same ordeal. In 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 4, Queen Jezebel tried to kill all of God's prophets, and in 2 Chronicles chapter 18 verses 25 to 26, Micaiah was jailed for sharing his prophecy about the battle of Ramoth-Gilead. Both these leaders wanted to show that their victims, and by extension all God's children, were criminals. Who would want to associate with criminals? Of course, not all persecution has to be violent. It just has to make Christians question the point of their faith, or even drop it entirely. Jesus discussed this in Matthew chapter 13 verses 20 to 21, when he said that just like plants that grow in rocky areas will soon dry up due to their habitat's lack of soil, many will have their faith weakened if their environment doesn't support it. The story of Abraham is a good example of how non-violent persecution works. Abraham faced persecution thousands of years ago, even though he was never physically attacked. He had to live in a strange land with people who didn't believe in his God. He had to give up all the benefits of a sedentary lifestyle. He nearly lost his son for reasons completely unrelated to him. He was constantly faced with challenges that threatened to end his faith, all because he refused to blend in with society, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 14 to 15. Thus, when we face persecution, we shouldn't be distraught or disappointed. Persecution shows that we aren't of the world, and that we're willing to commit our lives to God. What's disappointing about that? Plus, all those people who seem to be doing better than us aren't actually all that better off. As the psalmist said, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb." Psalms chapter 37 verse 2. While we're reaping the benefits of our sacrifices, they'll receive nothing, because instead of seeking their own reward, they shunned people who tried to find theirs. And that is where I'm going to stop with this Bible Q&A. Why should the gospel attract persecution, according to Matthew chapter 5, verses 10 to 12? It attracts persecution because it makes its followers different from the rest of the world, and the rest of the world doesn't like people who are different. Thank you for listening! Don't forget to like and subscribe!